Hello, hello. I know what some of you are thinking right now. This is going to be yet another Black Series Hasbro ARC Trooper Echo review. YouTube right now is flooded with many videos about this particular figure. And you know what? They're damn right in making these reviews because this figure is absolutely phenomenal. But I'm not going to add to the white noise over here. I'm going to frame it slightly different. This is not really a review, but rather more looking at how the release of this figure, what I've, up until now, we have been doing many customs of the ARC Trooper. And now that the ARC Trooper is officially released, it would be great to just compare and see what Hasbro has done right. And I just say it right now, I'm very inspired by what they've done, and it really forces me to up my game in the future modifications. So why is this figure so monumental? And I think the answer is this. Most people who likes customizing clone troopers are most likely going to place the ARC Trooper as one of the top trooper types to modify. And understandably so. I mean, the show has made him out to be really badass, or at least badass looking, and it's a very challenging and very long, intensive process. As you know from a previous video, this is actually my rendition. You could check out that video, but it is made by a combination of just kit bashing existing figures and then fitting it out with these resin kits right here. And certain parts you could see are actually jury rigged or just kit bash from the Boba Fett model kit. And this thing actually completely made from scratch, but as you can see over here, it turns out a lot different from this one, which this one's actually quite nice. But now that this is out, it really forces me to up my game. I really want to, for my next custom, I really want to do something really, that's even better than this, obviously. And this one is actually, this is actually not my very favorite one, but I like this one better. But yeah, I mean, I'll just show you what my thoughts are for this and what I've noticed. And yeah, let's go with that. So just briefly about this Hasbro figure. It very much have everything we have wished for. It has the removable helmet, the Tamora Morrison head sculpt, the pauldron, ammo pouch, chest armor, the gauntlets, the strap over here with all the miscellaneous ammos, the backpack, the comma, and also the new Shin Pads. I mean, this whole thing, even though they said that it's based off of the new body, but there's just so much stuff that went into it, and I just love how they kind of pulled it off. And right from the start, as you pick this up, this figure is very solid and it's noticeably heavier than a lot of the vanilla clone troopers we've had in the past before. The shoulder pads are actually made from the same material. I think the size is still the kind of tiny size. I can't really tell for sure, but in this context I couldn't really tell because the pauldron actually just takes your focus away a lot, right? So right now things looks pretty well proportioned. So one minor nitpick I have about this figure I want to mention before we go forward is the helmet. The helmet, the sizing is a bit big. As you could see with the previous Rex, Captain Rex over here, you could see the helmet actually is slightly tighter. Now I could see why they wanted to do that is because the helmet just slip on and off a lot easier, whereas this one's a bit of a struggle. So this is a compromise that I'm totally fine with. And as I said, I'm never a big have a huge problem with bigger helmets, because in real life helmets are actually quite big, whereas with these, with my previous rendition of the figure, is actually based off of, actually this is the Blythe's helmet, repainted and resculpted. So this particular one, you could tell it's very tight, it fits small, and it looks proportional, but it looks almost robotic. It looks almost like this is a robot. Where these two, it looks like people are actually a dude with wearing a helmet and armor. So I'm actually cool with the sizing of this. This is not a deal breaker, but the way, for those of you who have the Rex helmet, the way they have finished it, the finish on it, it feels a lot more like whatever material that's made from. I wouldn't say it's metal, it's some type of ceramic or plasticine, I have no idea. But it just basically has a certain sheen that is a little bit more believable. Whereas this one, it's a bit too toyetic for me. It's a bit doughy. So I might in the future just probably take a can of spray paint to it and maybe just weather it up a little bit, just to give it a little bit better shine. But one thing, but that is just a nitpick. The rest of it is just absolutely wonderful. They knocked it out of the park with this figure. What I really appreciate about this figure is, first of all, the shin pads. The shin pads are actually, the way I've kind of done it, almost like a metal straps over here, this really pushes me that on the next figure I really want to achieve this. Unfortunately, I know there's a lot of resin kits that actually have this form to it, but for some reason, I live in Hong Kong, and a lot of vendors are spooked out by sending things to Hong Kong. So I just have to probably make this out of plow plates as before. But one thing I really like about this figure, actually, it's actually the soft camo. And the way it's done, it doesn't inhibit the articulation that much. It doesn't have the same type of, like, the soft goods type of problem over here, where it looks kind of just, again, like it looks very like floppy. I don't even know how to describe it. And the way this kind of flops out, I love how straight this looks, and it really done very neatly. And I love the way this thing is done. So and it's just amazing how in here you even see the wrinkles. At first, when I saw the pictures, I thought it was the wrinkles are actually done due to squeezing this thing in. Actually, no, it's actually sculpted wrinkles over here. So I could see over here. This is the way it's sculpted in there over here, and everything just fits so nicely. And I'm so impressed with this figure. So I totally could understand. You know, this is just unanimous. Oh, sorry, man. I just broke off the antenna on this one, so this thing just doesn't want to cooperate. But anyways, here we go. So this is just kind of looking at this figure. These are kind of the thoughts that's running through my head. I got an extra Echo, not for anything except for maybe in the future I might want to modify it into a different character. I won't know who I would do it, because I won't want to do 5s, because they're probably going to come out with an official release anyways. I don't think I'm going to do Jesse either, but then looking at this, I realized that if I want to modify this and repaint this, actually it's going to be quite a challenge, because they're so intricately interwoven that I actually have to really just like be bold and just take the whole thing apart limb to limb. So I have to check out how people have done it before. But I would most likely still deal with resin kits, you know, the way these are done and stuff. I might do a model kit with using the Bandai model kits to still do these type of figures. But of course, again, looking at this really inspired me to up my game. And I think this thing is just absolutely monumental. We've been asking for this for a long time, and we finally just got it. And I think it's definitely worth the wait. So anyways, this is pretty much my so-called review. yeah, hope you guys enjoy this, and I will see you next time.